One of the difference between gifts and skills is if gifts, there's a kind of gift called a passage gift, which is a gift that you get from going through a difficult situation in your life. You can call them initiatory gifts or passage gifts or threshold gifts, but it's this idea that every difficult thing you could ask people in this class. It's a very easy question to answer. Think of something difficult you went through in your life. Don't recall any big, bloody, boring trauma holes. I'm not asking you to do that, but just think of something difficult you've been through in your life. And I ask them to get that story in their brain. They don't have to tell me. And then I just ask them a question. In one sentence, tell me what you can actually do better now, or what you care about more now as a result of going through that story. And people can always, like I'll do with you right now, think of some story in your life, something you went through that had some difficulty. I'm not going to ask you to tell me.
Yeah.
You got the story in your brain? Think of one story.
Yes.
Okay. So that the question I have then is, tell me what you can actually do better now, or you care more about now as a result of going through that story. The one thing more than anything else.
I have a better appreciation and understanding for what it feels like to not have control.
There we go. All right. So that's the gift. The idea that every story of difficulty has a gift in it, has something that you care about more now, or you can do better. And so when people recognize that the reason that they're in this work of service is not because they think they're better than somebody else, but because they've felt like they don't belong to, and they recognize the gift in that not belonging story from their own life, this is what happens. Every time they give that gift to someone they're working with, their psyche actually remembers the old story that caused that gift to be born. And their psyche says, see, look what you're doing. You're acting differently in the world. And you get healed a little bit from that story.
Wow.
So the gifts that we have for doing the work are beneficial, not just to the people you're supporting, but to me as a support person too. Reciprocal benefit. If I'm working with you and I'm coming from the perspective, my life is in better shape, I just want to help you, every interaction that I have with you drains me. The work of a service worker is draining, because it's the flashlight's on you. I'm helping you. I'm helping you learn to ride the bus. I'm helping you learn to use a screwdriver at work. I'm helping you learn to cook macaroni and cheese, whatever it is. Helpers focusing on others is draining because the flashlight's on them. The minute that the helper says, what am I getting out of this? And the flashlight turns to them, they get resilience, they get energized, because now I'm seeing the benefit to me. The benefit from doing the work has to go both ways in order for the worker to remain hopeful and resilient over a long period of time. If you go to work and you just think you're serving other people all day, you're going to drain, you're going to burn out, you're going to change jobs, hoping it'll be better somewhere else. You're going to begin to have triangulated conversations. You're going to start gossiping. You're going to do all kinds of stuff to let your organization know that you're burning out.
Yeah.
The only way not to burn out is to see the benefit that you're getting. And part of the mythology in helping professions is we're all about the person being supported.
Yeah.
And if you really cared, Brian, you'd be working extra, right? You obviously don't care enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have time for a staff meeting. There's too many people to support, even though the staff meeting is one of the few times that we get to rebuild ourselves, trade stories with other employees, talk about the benefits that we're getting out of the service work we're doing. So we keep taking away the things that help keep us hopeful and resilient. As organizations get higher caseloads and are working with more difficult people, there's less and less time for activities that help the employee to heal and feel better about themselves and maintain their resilience. Wow. And so one of the things that we can continue to do is when I'm helping you, I can see the benefit for me.
The students aren't going to understand the context of this language, but my core gift is to protect people from being hurt. And I find that in your describing that this course in and of itself, I feel like I'm able to give my gift through this opportunity with these students, because I feel like I'm ultimately protecting some people from being isolated, protecting people from really a life of segregation and a life of loneliness. And so I'm personally feeling the energy since I've committed to this opportunity, because I'm being healed, is what you're saying, is that through the process of talking about these things, I'm essentially healing myself.
Yes.
And it's really interesting to hear that laid out, because I can feel it in myself. And
the energy for helping others, the energy for teaching, when you recognize that kind of core gift, that most important gift you have to bring to the world, and you're cognizant when you're doing activities that it's connected to that gift, you're getting healed while you're doing it. You have more energy. You begin to speak differently. You can tap kind of smarts that you don't usually have access to. All kinds of things happen in a human when they're giving a really important gift that don't happen during the course of their usual day.